So this video is for linear regression on Desmos. It follows right along with the Desmos how-to sheet. I just wanted to make the Desmos into a full screen so that we get the full picture of what's going on. So our first step is to make sure that our graph is recentered and not anything too crazy. So I'm going to hit this home button on the right hand side of my screen. I'm going to hit home and that will reorient my graph to the center. From there, I have Desmos open. That's step one. Step two says to add a table. So we'll click the plus sign that's on the left hand side, way at the top. We'll hit plus and then we'll hit table, which is the middle button. Now your table should have X1 and Y1. If it doesn't have X1 and Y1, make sure that you have this list on the left hand side completely cleared out. Maybe you already have another chart where X1 and Y1 are already being used. You don't want to use Y2 or X2, Y2 because that will change the formula that you would use and just causes confusion. So our next step is to input our X values and our Y values. The X values and the Y values are listed on the Desmos how-to sheet, so I'm just copying those in. So I have 0, and then I'll hit enter, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Those were all my X values. And then my Y values, I'll enter in negative 3.2, 1.2, 5, 8.8, 11.6, 13, and 17.5. Notice that all of my X's, all of my Y's, they match up perfectly. If you have an extra one in either one of those columns, go back and check to make sure that you didn't skip something. Notice that I can't actually see all of my data points, so I'm going to zoom out until I can see all of them. And if you accidentally pinched to zoom in or out in a strange way where your graph doesn't look like this, just hit the home button again on the right hand side of your screen and it'll go back to that original 0 through 10 coordinates on the X and Y axis. So I've got all my data points. I'm going to follow step 3, write your linear regression equation. So we're going to type Y1, and then we need the squiggle, and the squiggle is in the ABC section. It's all the way on the bottom right here. If you can kind of see where it's highlighted, that's your squiggle. And then we'll MX1 plus B. And I could have used the X from this screen or from this screen, just like the Y. They just had X and Y on this numbers screen because they're the two most commonly used variables or letters in equations. Note that Y1 and X1 matches the titles of the table, the X1 and the Y1. So now here is my line of best fit or my linear regression equation. It was mathematically calculated. It wasn't just drawn in arbitrarily like you've done in years past where you're like, yep, I think this fits pretty well with all these points. I'm going to call it the line of best fit. If there is some sort of error, this line won't pop up. Make sure that your linear regression equation, Y1 squiggle MX1 plus B, is typed in exactly like that. And remember, back to when you were talking about equations, M is your slope and it's already given. B is your y-intercept and it's given. So if I had asked for the linear regression equation, you would go y equals 2.0961 x minus 3.13366. Or you can round off to the nearest tenth or hundredth, whatever the directions are asking you to do. But that is the line of best fit. You can also zoom in on the line of best fit. Notice that it's not actually touching all of these points. It's going through all of the points. All right, and that's it.